How's it going? I think I'm finishing my bird people dailies today. How exciting. Also, let's see if my little application is capable of being profitable. Not yet. Jesus. Ba-ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-ba-dum, bum, bum. These things aren't selling. You know what? I don't care about those. Bum, ba-da-bum, ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum, bum. Aft castle. Bum, 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 ba-da-bum, bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum. Okay. Guess I could sign up for a dungeon. So I don't want to do right now. It's annoying because this game basically never feels like there's a good time for a dungeon to pop. It's the problem with so much dialogue. Crone's Catfoot Shoes. Oh, okay. Ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum. There's a place I haven't been to down there. Huh. I don't know what that is. Could be anything. Bum 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 ba dum bum. Knights on patrol around the world. Bum ba dum bum bum ba dum ba dum bum. Hello, Mr. Unnerved Knight. Have some gum. You're welcome, I'm a hero. Do 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 do. Straight north? Oh, it's probably gonna make me wrap around, huh? Man, that's annoying. Hello, sleepy boy. What is this space supposed to be for if I've never been told to come here? Maybe it's involved in the last quest. I guess I ignored a lot of quests here. That's whatever. Fisherman. Gathering. That's an option. Bum ba da bum. Bum ba dum. Bum bum bum. Big ol' yawn. We're doing sun drop dance. Get spooked. What up, nerd? All right. Please. You can do it. Yeah. Fuck. Ugh. Still not. Yeah. Yeah. Back to Rogger's Reach. Back to the big skyscraper. Da bum bum bum. was given a pumpkin pie today. And that makes me happy. But also, it makes me want to go get pumpkin pie. Just totally blanked on whether or not I took insulin for that pumpkin pie I ate before. Bit a home cooking. Oh, there's something else right here. Yellow. Do I want to do things right now? I guess so. Fractal continuum is what I need. Great Hunt. Dorian Lighthouse. Motions. Arboretum. Fractal continuum. Probably never gonna happen. Alright, let's see. This one. There we go. Keep ticking away at those. Yeah. Hello. Oops, wrong button. Press all the buttons. Hello, Mr. Carrier. Getting busy. Oh. Good to see you, Fluffy. You know, I'd say our work is progressing quite nicely. There's still time left, but even if Mother were to arrive tomorrow, I think she'd be impressed. Isn't it a bit early to be saying that? The work needs to be finished before she comes back. We'd have a hard time convincing your mother with the place as it is now. Of course, the Castellum is no longer under threat of demolition, and the griffin statues are very nice, but it's still more or less the same as when we arrived. What about the old storerooms we converted into overnight lodgings? Yes, I was getting to that. As you doubtless know from personal experience, Fluffy, this whole area is... Get back to that later. It's a big old raid. Bum 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 bum. Let's go, Moogle. The Bagamna and the Duma. Give life to that. Oops. Misclick. What frickin' crackers was that? Yeah. Don't know if something's happening that I'm supposed to be paying attention to. That seems relevant. Is it chasing me? It was chasing me, and that's very funny. Yeah. Guess I don't do anything about that. Things are exploding. Yeah. What the? Why did I not get any warning about that? I'm in Group C. You are my something. I forgot the lyrics. What? Did somebody say something that... I don't know. Away! What the fuck is happening? Oh, frick. What the hell is happening? Oops. Yeah. I'll roll on some pants. Left of profaning wind. So this guy has math somehow. Jesus. God. Oh. Great vitals to multiples of 5. Ooh. Yeah. Recruiting Tartarian protocol. What was that? Specified multiples. Primes. Three's a prime. Multiples of 5. What? There's no multiples of 5. What am I missing? Most things. Fucking hell. How do I release if I I've declined releasing.
Long have I waited for this moment, Garlean swine.
There's a hole in your arm.
Come! The blood of my fallen brothers feeds my hate!
What did you turn into? Wait for me, guys. Okay, so you are negative. You have to go to blue. Good to know. What? What did I do wrong? Was I able to control myself or something? You didn't stop. You made it pop.
Escaped me in this life. But I shall be waiting in the next.
It's gonna be my friend in heaven. Awkward that I won 2 of this one card. Well, there's a necklace. But what is it doing here? Unless we had this conversation already. Get fucked, nerd. Alma, Alma, are you there? I'm here, Ramza. Extraordinary. The stones are different. The craftsmanship is identical. However, did it come to be in Bagamnan's possession? Though they are indeed of a different shape, the stones appear to be cut from the same crystal. Oh, they are auracite. Auracite? And what makes you say that? Can't you feel it? You can feel it, can't you, Hurdy? Do you recall me telling you that Bagamnan considered the necklace special? It was special because it was entrusted to him by Prince Rasler. He was to return it to Princess Ashelia upon delivering her highness from Nalbina Fortress. Family keepsake. Of course, in each necklace, each auracite has acted as a lodestone, drawing both of our parties closer and closer to Ivalice. Indeed, Father, the auracite guides us. Ramza, are you recovered? Thank you, sister. I am well now. From what we know of the Duma and the Otius, vestiges of one's will may endure in an auracite. Could it be, then, that the desire of the former owner or creator of these necklaces was simply to return to Ivalice? But who could that have been? Ramza Bjolve. He wanted people to return to his homeland and uncover the truth behind the kingdom's founding. But then, why show us Lazalia and Goog, you ask? Simple. We are being tested. The auracite is measuring our worth, seeing if we are deserving of that truth. You say these things as if you knew him, but how could you? Nothing we have uncovered suggests anything of the kind. I know you have your doubts, but I can assure you they are misplaced. For now, I must ask you to trust me, Lady Murilla. Lady Murilla, since when did you... Ramza, are you feeling quite yourself? Of course I am, sister dearest. I have never felt better. So that's why they made him such an asshole. I sense a disturbance in the force. Father, these necklaces are gifts. Gifts from the old gods who once watched over the Ivalicians. It is proof we have their blessing. With the necklaces and the Otius, we can finally prove. Thank you, Fluffy. I know not what came over me. Ramza, you must rest. Leave me be, Alma. Did I not tell you I'll be fine? Look, he's a jerk again. back to Yane. Is it gonna be another like hour before it gets me the quest? Another adventure under our belts, eh, Fluffy? I'd best put pen to page before the details fade. Azalea, and now Goog. One would think our discovery is more than sufficient to prove the Lexan tale's claims, at least with regard to Ivalice's existence. But something tells me that until Geonomus has proof that his ancestors were not the heretics the Church painted them to be, he will not rest. And then there is the curious case of Ramza, at Alma's throat one moment, all sister dearest the next. He was like a different person when he came to, yet I seem to be alone in wondering exactly what happened to him back at the lighthouse. If you ask this lady, he must have taken quite some bump to the head when he fell. And again, it didn't take him long to turn back into his spiteful little self. So, all's well that ends well? Greetings and salutations, Fluffy. I suppose you are wondering whether or not the good Geonomus has finally determined where in the world our next adventure is to take us. The good news is, he has. The bad news, however... Now, while it is not in my nature to be sensationalist, sensationalism is in my job description. So please bear with me when I tell you not all is right aboard the airship Lexan Tale. Something about Alma has me deeply worried. I would not trust this information in the hands of my publisher, let alone some sullen gate guard. Shall we continue our conversation on the Prima Vista away from inquisitive ears? Get outed, Minagumo. The question is, then, where exactly did Ramza and his fellowship journey next? Hello. Ah, Fluffy, to what do we owe this unexpected visit? I had not planned on summoning you for another several turns of the sun. Apologize if we have caused you any worry. I suppose one cannot allow a reporter in their midst and not expect her to report what she sees, though I did expect a tad more discretion from Miss Murilla. Alma has, as of late, been experiencing difficulties with her health. Surgeons have been called upon to discern what exactly it is that ails her. But as far as they can tell, there is nothing physically wrong with my sister. The consensus is the rigors of an extended stay in a foreign land have taken their toll on her fragile heart. Fluffy, when did you? Alma. I'm fine, brother. It is obvious you are not. You must return to your chambers and rest. Forgive me. Perhaps we shall speak again once I regain my strength. Until then, please look after my father. Now then, where were we? Ah yes, the matter of our next expedition. As we discovered during our most recent foray into the Ester Sands, the Dalmascan capital of Rabanastre appears to lie upon the ruins of what can only be the royal city of Lazalia, ancient capital of the lost kingdom of Ivalice. Shortly after, we stumbled across remnants of the legendary clockwork city of Goog, cleverly repurposed into a lighthouse overlooking the Ridorana cataract, remnants which now sit suspended above the fathomless chasm. Zalia, Goog, what have they in common, you ask? I shall tell you. They both appear in my ancestors' account of the rise of Ivalice, the Durai papers. And sometimes I just click. There's no denying the proof, and it is but a matter of time before scholars and historians from across the realm come to the same conclusions. But as you all are aware, my aim has never been to simply prove the existence of Ivalice. No, I shall not rest till I have revealed the truth of young Ramza's role in King Delita's ascension, cleared my ancestor Oran Durai of the false accusations made against him by the church. What are we waiting for? I have a possible destination in mind. Arriving there safely, however, is another matter. To that end, I have enlisted the aid of our company's newest members. Despite my pleas to do otherwise, who knows what trouble those two will see us into. Though I must admit, both Mont Blanc and his brother have proven more useful than I would ever have dared to imagine. When it comes to usefulness, I am first in the field. Or was it furriest in the field? Would you like to feel my fur, Kupo? And you wonder why Ramza despises you so, brother. They do all the work, and all you do is jest, Kupo. Ah, but you are mistaken, Herdy. I bear neither you nor your brother any ill will. Any further ill will, that is. If anything, I owe you my thanks for your recent contributions. His thanks? Are you hearing what I'm hearing? What happened to the venom-spitting adder we all used to know and hate? Alma certainly seems pleased with the change, but forgive me for not buying into this all-too-convenient transformation. Simply showing the world that Ivalice actually existed will not validate the claims chronicled in the Durai papers. That is correct, Father. The key lies with Ramza Bilvu. Yulv. We can find evidence of his hidden role in history. It will prove Oran's testimony true and safeguard our family name from ridicule. Which is why I turned the focus of my research to Delita's forgotten companion and his actions during the accidental click. Auracite. The twisted abominations we encountered in both Lazalia and Goog, the Lusavi. They are born of these unholy crystals. While nobles of the north and south squabbled over Ivalice's crown, Ramza silently sought to rid the world of a darker evil, evil manifest from the deepest desires of men and women whose minds had fallen prey to the Auracite. And with each confrontation did Ramza's fellowship grow smaller. Countless companions lost to a cause that would go unwritten, yet was far more important than any clash of armies, and so did they endure, until reaching their final destination, the Orban Monastery. Oh, I know this one. The Orban Monastery is where Princess Ovelia was raised. There is a scene about it in the Zodiac Brave story. After Delita emerged victorious in his final campaign, he married the princess to legitimize his claim to the throne of Ivalice. Ah, I see someone has been paying attention. But I don't understand. Why would Ramza's crusade against the Lucavi take him back there? According to the Durai papers, the sinister being who engendered the Arasite was said to have slumbered beneath the monastery. But who or what would have the means to create something so powerful? Ultima, the High Seraph. A seraph? What's a seraph? Seraphs are believed by some to be servants of the gods, divine beings whose only purpose is to carry out the will of their immortal masters. As to whether or not Ultima can claim this title, however, I cannot say. Just as there were those who chose to worship Ultima in her otherworldly might, there were equally as many who feared the visitor and her deadly magics, oft referring to her as the Angel of Blood for the carnage left in her wake. Interesting. What if the spell Fluffy claims to have experienced in the Praetorium, coincidentally also called Ultima, was, in fact, an elegant interpretation of the very magics introduced to Hydaelyn by the High Seraph? That would mean... What would that mean? I have spoken with several colleagues back in Charlene regarding their opinions on the ancient incantation, and while they yet have little to show for their research, they all agree on one thing: the manner in which Ultima ethereally manifests should not be possible, at least on Hydaelyn. It would naturally make sense if we discovered that the Algans learned the spell from a being not of this dimensional plane. As to exactly how they convinced the being to impart that knowledge unto them. Not of this plane. What manner of creature are we talking about here? Likely one similar to Omega. How long have you been listening from the shadows, my friend? Long enough. I am here to deliver the item Mikoto requested. Sid, there was no need for you to deliver it personally. A Moogle would have sufficed. Moogle. And trust that he won't tear open the package and show it to some random adventurer. Not this way. No, this way. This was far too important. If you two do not mind, the principal was about to tell us how to find the Orban Monastery. That I could. You don't know? Then what have we been doing here? At ease, Lady Murila. Durai papers speak of a cataract situated on the river Serchil, several leagues southeast of Rabanastre. They suppose... There's the monastery, I don't know. Zirchil is not a name you'll find on any modern Damascan map. Rivers, however, especially ones as large as the Zirchil is established to be, are rare in a nation more than half claimed by the sand. The river we seek can only be that which bisects Golmor on the Nagsian border. And for that invaluable information, we owe thanks to our brothers Mughal. Their travels have made them veritable authorities on Dalmascan geography. Wait, but earlier you claimed you didn't know the monastery's whereabouts. I'm confused. Its location is not what concerns me, but perhaps the Mughals themselves should explain. Why, certainly, that verdant valley of vines and vipers where we must voyage next is home to the Vira, and therein lies our little problem. The one thing the Vira do not suffer is trespassers, not even lovable Mughals, Kupo. Our glamours kept us hidden long enough to see the jungle was teeming with ruins, much like those we've discovered in Lazalia and Goog. But the Vira trackers eventually found us and took us before their elders. We barely escaped with our palms, Kupo. So that is why we are still here talking instead of bound for the border. There are Vira who have spurned the strict code of their tribes, abandoning their people to come and live in the cities of Damascus. Finding and recruiting one to our cause might provide us with insight into how to reach the Orban monastery ruins. Unfortunately, the nation's current turmoil has not made it easy to accomplish this task. We still require more time. Before boarding the shuttle here, I was stopped by a Banga on the docks. He asked me if I knew a Fluffy McGee Orkson, and bid I deliver him a message. I told him he was welcome to accompany me to the Prima Vista so that he might deliver that message himself, but the man refused. Mikoto, I saw this device crafted to your exact specifications, but cannot guarantee that it will function as intended. Seeing as I had nary a subject to test it on. Of course, Master Sid, if any trouble is met, then most likely it is my design that is to blame. Confidence in my craftsmanship is flattering, but you sell yourself too short, my dear. Here's to your success. Good day. Bump. Since that you are interested in the package Sid delivered, I have every intention to apprise you of its contents, but first I believe we should speak of Alma's condition. Do you not find her illness all too timely? Genomus and Ramza would like to believe that her bouts of vertigo are not but a result of a mind fatigued, but the answer is clear. It is the aurosite that plagues her. Alma recently confided in me that she would hear her father speaking with the Otius, well, before even his first foray into Rabanastre. However, I do not think this entirely true, which is not to imply that Alma is trying to deceive us. Rather, I think she saw something that led her to believe her father was conversing with the Aurosite. Moreover, I suspect it was the Aurosite itself that granted her this vision. You recall my hypothesis on distant frequency NRR type harmonic vibrations and their tendency to promote ethereal amplification? Or when I mentioned that despite being in the principal's possession for an extended period, the Otius exhibited none of the imprinting present in the Duma? No. The Otius has never resonated with Genomus. It has always been his wife's pendant and its auracite shard. The Virgo that fueled his passion for Ivalice. No, the Otius is bound to Alma's deepest desires, whatever those may be. Only reasons I can fathom that Alma has not fallen victim to the auracite's grasp is that her desires are not as strong as those we have witnessed in Argath or Gammon. That and the ethereal interference caused by other nearby shards. I've explained all this to Alma, and I recommended that she destroy the necklace. Yet not only did she refuse, but she begged me to keep this revelation from her father. And so I did the only thing I could. I devised a means with which I might impede, or at least lessen, the effects of the Otius. This device, while still incomplete, will amplify the NRR wavelengths emitted by the Virgo. This should work to interfere with those emitted by the Otius, thereby shielding Alma from the brunt of their effect. The city below is all abuzz with word of a Banga brigand loitering about the airship landing. Think it could be someone we know, Kubo. I'll be honest, this takes way too fucking long. Maybe I'll remember it and come back to it later. I have a quest to come back here anyways. That's fine. I'm so sleepy. I lifted a lot of Pergo this morning and then walked for like an hour in the 100-degree weather, and I think it might have made my body unhappy. Gotta do my dailies. Gotta have my pops. Oh my god, I want corn pops so bad. Oh my god. That's some powerful marketing. Slogan from 15 years ago. Just incited a strong urge to buy their product. Crazy. fun to have like a player joined the line thing. For my ping pong. Male striped ray. A female striped ray. Boom, get bubbled. Oh, what a pity. That was a fine attempt, but she's just not interested. She seems to turn away all the males, though, so just our little, not just our little friend here. Well, looks like she's had enough for now. We'd better call it a day as well. Our young friend here has made a lot of progress. His technique is slowly improving. Perhaps it won't be long before he finds a match. Fluffy, might I ask a favor of you? I recently acquired a suit of armor. It was heavily worn and thus required repairs. I've entrusted a smith in Kugane with its restoration. I would go alone to retrieve it. I worry about the voyage. Twice now the Red Kojin have interfered in our plans. I fear they will strike again. If they do, he needs your help. Sigh. His condition has yet to improve. We can discuss that later. Come, let us make for Kugane. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, I have a guy that takes me somewhere here. Good, you're here. It would seem the Forge has entrusted Shihomi with my armor. Curious twist of fate, no? Fluffy, my, what a pleasant surprise. So good to see you again. When did I... Okay. And a pleasure to see you again as well. Oh my word, it talked. Ah, of course, we have not been properly introduced. I am Tsukumo. Kami called forth from the treasure vault in Tamamizu. I have read everything I could about the Kojin and their beliefs since we parted ways. The texts spoke of Kami that inhabit the treasures in their keep, but I never imagined them to be real. Well, as you can see, they are more than mere stories. But that is not why we are here. We've come to inquire about the armor we entrusted to you for repairs. Yes, of course, as a fledgling craftsman, I pour my heart into all my work, and this armor was no exception. But I have already delivered it to Hell's Lid as instructed in your letter. Letter? We sent no letter. This must be the work of the Red Kojin. Oh no, is there anything we can do? No need to fear. We need only stop them before they... Oh dear, he seems to have stopped. Must retrieve armor. Asukumo always behaves so strangely. Only for the past few moons. Do you think you can fix him? I would rather he stay with you when Fluffy and I face the Red Kojin. You ungrateful. To face them is to face death. You would only slow us down. Arrogant, thick-shelled. Please calm yourself, Tsukumo. Kabuto means only to keep you from harm. By the time he returns, I promise you will be good as new. Come, Fluffy. We must hurry to Hell's Lid and intercept the delivery before it reaches the Reds. Mental level? Eureka Animals. Yourself to access the region's Ethernet. Additional shards can be found across the Forbidden Land. Eureka, attune to them to facilitate faster travel throughout the island. Cryle is here. Not super interested in doing strictly side quests. Well, it seems like it might be necessary to get through the door. Okay. Yep. It's a place that exists. Wait, actually. Bum 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 ba dum bum bum. Moshi mosh. Kabuto got sleep. Thank the gods you came when you did. Those red-shelled bastards nearly made off with this here package. Afraid this delivery was a trap of their creation. This armor is mine, you see, and I made no request to have it delivered, only to have it repaired by the armorer in Kugane. But as it is here and repairs are complete, I would be more than happy to relieve you of your duty. You're kidding. Well, if it means I don't have to lug this crate back, by all means. I wouldn't stay around here long, though. Those red Kojin could show up again at any moment. For a blessing, we have foiled their plans, and the courier was unharmed. Still, I find it strange the red Kojin knew of this armor. Incompetent, the lot of them. I suppose I'll have to handle this myself. Dreadfully familiar. Well, well, if it isn't the cowardly Kojin from Yangsha. Have you come to beg, then? You cannot have this armor, Hirumaki. It belongs to the blue. Why would I concern myself with that pile of scrap when you've already given us so much? Defeating you here and taking it would have been simple enough. We never dreamed you would leave it in Kugane for us. Yes, truly a gift of the divine. Tsukomu. But how? If you would have the doll returned, the Blue Kojin will serve. Your obedience may even grant you access to the vault. You would have us debase ourselves for you? Barter with blood and blade as you do? Never! Suppose you mean to take this back with a fair trade. Ha! Your pretty words will buy naught but a quick death. We will be waiting for you on the Isle of Zeki. Come to serve or to die. The choice is yours. The red often deal in lies and deception. That vase was likely empty, but if what they say is true, Shihomi may have come to harm. Would you go and check on her? I would deliver this armor home, then see to the truth of Hirumaki's threats. Oops. I don't actually remember where this guy goes. Oh, I got back to the... Right. Oh, Fluffy, if only you had returned sooner. So it is true then, the Red Kojin have Tsukumo. I'm afraid so. They came not long after you left. There was nothing I could do. I know how much it meant to Kabuto, and yet I failed him when he needed me most. You needn't worry. All that matters is you are safe. What's more, we recovered the armor. Kabuto, I'm sorry to have caused you so much worry. Were you able to save Tsukumo? Fortunately, no. Hirumaki's forces overwhelmed me as he made his escape. But we know where they are keeping him. I promise you, we will get him back. If you would stand against them, I will furnish you with any arms and armor you require. It's the least I can do. I would be honored, as would my brothers, if you would have the Blue Kojin as patrons henceforth. Yes, of course. I only wish I was able to repair poor Tsukumo. When he is safely returned, I promise to do all I can to fix him. Thank you, Shihomi. Fluffy, meet me in Tamamizu. I would discuss strategy with you. Told Shihomi what she needed to hear, but I know you understand the hardships before us. My people know little of the ways of war, and our numbers are few. Failure is assured if we face the red head on. We at least have to try. Easier said than done, my friend. Kabuto, I heard from the others. How could you let them take Tsukumo away from you? Elder, we were just planning a strategy to rescue him. I thought it best if Fluffy and I sneak in and say nothing to the rest of the Divine Circle, to those who look to you for guidance. Well, Now's not the time for false bravado. If you would go to the Isle of Zeki and face the red, you will not do so alone. You must speak with the Divine Circle. No, with all of the blue. Sound a call to arms and lead them into battle. Lead the blue to battle. If that is the Elder's wish, then I fear I have no other choice. Two armors. Or, no? Fortune Kogane has accepted Blue Kojin as patrons and has repaired the armor that now rests in the treasure vault. Kojin is too divine. Oops. Tabletop. Whatever. Boom. Land up. Giant clams. It's probably not in here. Dum dum bum 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 bum. What? Bum 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 bum. Good to see you, Fluffy. No, that's blah blah blah. What about the old storerooms we converted into overnight lodgings? Yes, I was just getting to that. As you doubtless know from personal experience, Fluffy, this whole area is crawling with dangerous creatures, many of which are more active at night. Adventurers and soldiers can hold their own against them, but merchants and returning refugees are easy targets. We'll be seeing a lot more of them now that the Garleans have withdrawn. That's why I suggest that we put down some beds in the old storerooms. I haven't actually had a look yet, but I'm sure Appa took care of it. There are probably a few things that need improving, though. If we ask someone who's actually spent the night there, we can get their opinion. That visitor from Gridania who slept here should still be about. Why don't we start with him? Can I help you? Having stayed overnight in our lodgings, would you say you slept well? I wasn't expecting to find anywhere to stay, and I was full glad to be offered shelter. Otherwise, I'd have been traveling in the dark with only the beasts breathing down my neck to keep me warm. Having said that, I think it's a bit soon to be calling them lodgings. I would have appreciated something to lie on besides the floor. Floor? I heard that travelers preferred to sleep in proper beds, so I had some brought over from Veranelia. A bed? I didn't see anything like that. Alpa, you did give them something to sleep on, didn't you? Of course I did. Maybe it would be quicker if I just showed you. Wait here. That's it. Put it down over here. Yes, Captain. You had one of these in your room, didn't you? I did. Do you mean to say I'm supposed to sleep on that? Allow me to demonstrate. Let's see. This is how we and to go to sleep. We just coil up like this and we're perfectly comfortable. You scaly pated imbecile, do you think we can just coil up like that? Get up, would you? Fine. We'll help you, Captain Alpha. And on that note, I bid you all farewell. That's partly my fault, I suppose. I should have made sure that Alpha knew what a guest room actually is first. To be honest, it's been a while since I stayed in a decent inn myself, so I'm probably not in any position to give proper advice. Any thoughts? Go to a village and ask around? Come to think of it, there are several inns for travelers in Alighieri. Good idea. We might find someone who can come here to tell us what this place is missing. Let's head to the inns in Alighieri. Lodgings, you say? You ought to try asking people who used to work in Goodblade. Of course, it's not more than rubble now, so the old residents are looking to apply their trades elsewhere. A bloke called Gales used to run an inn there, and he took pride in his work. You should find him still mopping around there. Advice on accommodation. Sorry, I'm needed here for the time being. Might be worth asking around, though. You want me to go all the way to Castellum Veladina? I'd love to help, but I've got my hands full here as it is. They can't all be busy, can they? Did you find anyone? A man named Gales, and he was an innkeeper. Perfect. Let's go and look for him. What brings you to Goodblade? Rather, what's left of it? Oh, I see. You say my advice may prove beneficial. It's very kind of you to ask, but I should warn you, failure seems to follow me everywhere I go. He's a ray of sunshine, isn't he? Since the fall of Goodblade, I've tried working elsewhere. It never seems to last long because everyone takes such a disliking to me. I can't say I blame them. I'm no good to anyone. But we heard you were a first-rate innkeeper. You should put that experience to good use by helping us. If you say so, I'm just worried that I'll go all the way to the Castellum only for you to change your minds and turn me away. It would be just my luck. We wouldn't do that. We need you. Let's head for the Castellum. I'll explain more on the way. Why I felt compelled to do that? In fact, still feel compelled to do this. Oi, you scrawny little turd. Are these supposed to be guest rooms? It's an insult. Is something amiss, Gales? You're bloody right, something's amiss. Why would anyone torture themselves by sleeping in this shithole? That bed's not fit for a chocobo, and that's another thing. Where are the chocobos meant to stay? So this is why he has trouble keeping a job. Alright, Gales, I hear you loud and clear. I'll do whatever it takes to turn this place around. You know bugger all about how to treat guests, but you've got the right attitude. Let's get to work. Like I was saying, there's nothing for chocobos at all, so we'll start with that. We need a stable and trials for food and water. Oi, you over there. Is there any wood or metal we can use? Not really, no. I know a few places we might be able to get some, though. I'll arrange to have some timber collected. Fluffy, there should be some piles of scrap metal over at Castellum Corvi. Don't worry. I'm not expecting you to lug it back here by yourself. The other gatekeepers can take care of that. I just need you to prepare it for transport. We should have a Marid crush it underfoot to break it into smaller pieces. If you speak with Dakshina, she should be able to get one ready. She's just outside the gate. You wish to ride the Marid? For what purpose? I see. Crushing a few steel plates should pose no difficulty for the Marid. They are even stronger than they look. Should you be separated from the Marid, it will return to me of its own volition. Once the work is complete, you may dismount as you please. Oh, hell yeah. Strength, I wouldn't want to give it a Marid's bad side, that's for sure. Damn. What a good rep. And it's an elephant to boot. A flying elephant. You're back. Where's the scrap? It'll be here soon. I can't wait. I'll make the best chocobo stables you've ever bloody seen. First, I'll get Alput to make some beds, and if she buggers it up, I'll have her guts for garters. So, what do you think? Not bad, eh? I made all the sheets myself, too. Weaving is another specialty of the Nanta, you know. Compared to the headdresses and clothing we usually make, this was simple. To be honest, there's no point having a skill if you don't know what to do with it. That's why I'm glad Gales is here. I'd be lost without his advice. But I'm equally clueless when it comes to the Ananta. I've lived in Gurbania my whole life, and I know next to nothing about them. We may have our differences, but we share a common tongue. We can learn a lot from each other. Yes, I think so too. This guy needs to take a Valium. It really made a difference here, Fluffy. I'm sure I'll need your help when more people start passing through our gates. That reminds me, I should try out one of the new beds. When I first met Alpa and I heard she was captain of the Velladina Gatekeepers, I didn't know what to expect. It was worth the journey, though. I'm glad he's calmed down a bit. I guess it's not as sturdy as it looks. Just hope her mother doesn't show up now. After what happened to Goodblade, I thought I was finished. Alpa asking me to come here could be the fresh start I've been looking for. Guest rooms have been added. The guests just hang out behind the desk? What the fuck? Okay, at least it's not this desk. Which, wait, what? Oh, because I've done too many quests today. Okay. Or is that one supposed to be a couch? I guess that one's supposed to be a couch. Alright. Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it if it's a couch. That's fine. Like, it's kind of funny to have a pseudo patio lobby. But, I mean, if it's just a lobby. I was introduced to this thing as a bed, I thought. So, I just found it concerning that there was a bed in the lobby. Alright, well, hello, Laugh. But I'm very tired, I discovered, as I was trying to get through the dialogue for this raid, like between raid thing. I was falling asleep reading that dialogue. So, I'm gonna leave. Eat more pumpkin pie and read webcomics or whatever till I fall asleep, which maybe will be immediately. Anyways.